Okay, it's working now. As you remember, in our previous class, we were talking about the ocean structure and its different components. What is the ocean and which type of water is present in ocean? We have talked in detail. Ocean water have more salt concentration compared to fresh water, and that is mostly sodium chloride, which is called salinity. And salinity makes it different from fresh water, and marine water supports a specific type of population. Similarly, fresh water supports a different type of population. And we have to talk the microbial population. In another discussion, we have discussed it in detail that the estuarine region are coastal regions, those are productive and the nutrient concentration is comparatively more than deep ocean. And other phenomena such as uh, classification of ocean on basis of temperature, on basis of sunlight, and on basis of continental plate, and on basis of nutritional concentration we also have divided. The concentration of nutrients is present more on deeper regions due to gravitational settlement of the living organism and dead materials from surface of the ocean, as well as entry of different nutrients from soil surface, from mountains, through rainwater, through river, through streams, and through waste material. And these all nutrients are those are going to be accumulated at estuarine region. So today we have to talk about some fish life history. How? Because most abundant and most useful aquatic population is fish. What's most business is related to the fisheries. Everyone is using fish, and it is most usable and beneficial protein component which is present in fish. No doctor up to this date has advised to stop the fish, but for every patient it is advised to use the fish as that. And it is cheap source of the protein, can be found from ocean, from rivers, and from lakes. So how we, what we know about the fish life, what is the history of fish life? We will see here anadromous fish that spend their adult life in salt water but spawn in fresh water. So this is a main group of fish, and in this group, salmon, striped bass, and American shad. These are the specific fish species which are giving eggs in estuarine region, in coastal region. They grow, they hatch their eggs in estuarine region, in coastal region, mostly in fresh water. It means the place where river is entering into the ocean, the river where the ocean where river is entering, the concentration of salt is less. समंदर के पानी में सॉल्ट की कंसंट्रेशन सबसे कम अगर हो सकती है तो दैट इज द एस्टुरियन रीजन. And you remember, you know very well, estuarine region is that region where fresh water is entering, where fresh water is mixing ocean, that is fresh water, comparatively fresh water. So this fish tries, when fish is giving eggs, laying eggs, it travels towards the fresh water through that channel. Dynamically we will form, suppose this is ocean, okay, and a river is entering from here, So what does? Fish will travel towards it, and here they will, at this region, while his estuarian, here they will lay eggs, they will hatch their eggs, and they will spend some life over here. When they are mature, when they are adult, and when they are able to survive marine water, again, this fish will travel towards the ocean, especially salmon, striped bass, and American shad. Second, it means it is a cycle, it is unique habitat. It is unique condition of this fish. They are giving eggs in fresh water, hatching in fresh water. When they are growing their offspring in adult form in 2-inch or 3-inch, it is structured. They are traveling towards the ocean and salt water. And second, if you will see caterpillar fish that spend their adult life in fresh water, but spawn in salt water, in marine water. American eel, this fish, they will lay eggs over here. They will lay eggs in salty water. Eggs over here. And for adult life, they will go to fresh water, into rivers. So there is a specific communication of fish. One is their hatching and growing area, which is called productive zone, productive environment, where they will grow, where they will be large, small, and when they will be able, they will travel another habitat. If you are looking in this diagram, in North Atlantic, this is near to estuarian region, this is near to Sahel. They will lay eggs, they will hatch over, and gradually they will travel to the deep ocean. Similarly, some fishes, they will lay eggs in fresh water, and will go into the deep ocean for their remaining life. But here, if you are looking at some fishes, they will lay eggs in oceanic water. In oceanic water, they will spend their childhood over here, and for remaining life, they will search for the fresh water. So, ocean benthic zone. Now we were talking up to this the estuarian region, which is the most productive zone, supporting to the different fishes, different ecological life, aquatic life. Benthic zone is the ocean bottom. Benthic zone. If you will see the picture, this is benthic zone almost. So we are talking about this. This was productive zone, this was productive zone, this was oceanic zone, and it have complete base. So here we are talking benthic zone is the ocean bottom. समुद्र की जो तह है उसको हम benthic zone कहते हैं. Is ocean bottom. What is the benthic zone or ocean bottom? What we think, what should be over there? Rocks, grass, plants, dead animals, but mostly people are saying that a thick blanket of mud that consists of the fine particles that have settled from the overlying water and accumulated over millions of years. That is called the bottom of benthic zone, ocean bottom. समंदर की तह में क्या चीज है? That is a thick blanket of mud that consists of fine particles that have settled from overlying water and accumulated over millions of years. What are two things which are going to be settled down if we will assume for some time, if we will think? One is the living organisms and the plants which are growing on surface and ocean and 40th zone of ocean. One day they will die and they will sink down toward the bottom. Whatsoever fish will die inside of the ocean, they will gradually, that will be decomposed and gradually it will settle down to the bottom of the ocean. Second, all rivers and wastewater which is going into the ocean that carries mud particles, that carries soil, that carries sand, that carries silt, that carries organic material and nutrients from surface of the earth as well as from mountains. When rain is there, after rain, if you will see, the environment is clear and clean. Why? You have thought on this? कभी आपने इस बात पर सोचा कि बारिश के फौरन बाद मौसम साफ क्यों होता है? Dust particles which are present on in atmosphere with rain, they will settle down. And these particles will go in soil surface, and with the rainwater, this will go into rivers, into ponds, into lakes, into streams, and gradually these streams, lakes, these streams, the rivers, the channels, they will go to the ocean. They will go to ocean, and all particles which were loosely present on surface of the earth travel to the ocean and they will settle down. If it will settle down for millions, millions, millions of years, then 1,000 years, so what will be? That will form a blanket of mud. How much depth will be it is? We don't know. After millions years. Scientists originally thought that the life could not exist in the benthic zone. You agree with those scientists, with those people? They were saying that there should be no life. There is no life in benthic zone. I am agree 100%. Because due to available evidences, they were right. In benthic zone, there is huge pressure of water, million tons. I don't know how much million tons will be the pressure. Second, no life, no oxygen. So life was not expected. So people at that time, they were thinking that scientists originally thought that life could not exist in the benthic zone. So why? You have to write a reason. Why? Too much pressure. इसलिए वो सोच रहे थे कि वहां पर बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर है समंदर का, इतना ज्यादा पानी है, उसका प्रेशर, टू डार्क, टू कोल्ड and lack of food. So they were thinking about this. There should be no life, and they were right. But we know that there is a lot of life down here. When human accessed to the bottom of the ocean by sampler, he dived into the ocean, he sent some messengers into the ocean bottom and collected some samples from ocean bottom of this mud blanket. They collected some samples, transported these samples to laboratories and processed over there, maintained some condition and obtained life. They found life over there. Life is there. But one thing was too strange. One thing was astonishing among microbiology and among microorganisms. Those microorganisms were different from normal microorganisms. And given a name to those microorganisms, extremophiles. Because these conditions are too extreme, too much high pressure, no oxygen, no sunlight, no food, and very cold temperature. So they found, sorry, ये रीजन बता दें इसकी to now we now हम अब जानते हैं that there is a lot of life down there, but those microorganisms which can survive, which can grow at extreme conditions. The structure and the function of those microorganisms is different from normal microbial population which is existing on surface of this globe. So those microorganisms are given a name, extremophiles, and gradually that have given after the Carlos classification on molecular basis, a domain that is archaea. AR. So eukarya, prokarya, and archaea. There are three types of population on this globe. Eukarya, bigger domain, prokarya, and archaea. Prokarya. So this type of population is extremophilic and can survive at these extreme conditions. So such type of organism is sometimes called chemoautotrophic organisms. Chemoautotrophic organisms. Photosynthetic organisms are labeled as autotrophs. They have oxygen, they have sunlight, they can breathe, they can enjoy, so they are able, they adapted themselves to synthesize their food themselves. Those are called autotrophs, specifically photoautotrophs. Those microorganisms which have ability to produce their food in presence of sunlight and carbon dioxide. And that is the most population, that is the most biggest population of the microorganisms. This one, specifically phototrophs or autotrophs, you can say this is the biggest population. Population and name. Bacteria growing on water surfaces. Using carbon dioxide and carbon dioxide plus sunlight produce oxygen. This is the most abundant and Biggest population, autotrophs is the biggest population of microorganisms. इतनी स्पीशीज किसी और माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म की सरफेस के ऊपर नहीं है. रीजन क्या है? वाटर 70% of this globe is present. So wherever water is present, cyanobacteria will grow, and they have this machinery. They can synthesize their food themselves in presence of sunlight and producing oxygen using carbon dioxide. So sometimes these are called scavenger of carbon dioxide. They are fixing carbon dioxide from atmosphere, but growing in water. Organisms that are able to harvest energy from inorganic compounds without photosynthesis are called chemoautotrophs. So where sunlight is not present, where oxygen is not present, where conditions are so extreme, but every living organism tries up to end to survive. Every living organism tries to survive at any condition for longer time. हर जानदार जिंदा रहने की कोशिश करता है जहां तक उसका बस चले, जहां तक उसके जिस्मानी आज़ा और उसके अंदर जो सलाहियतें हैं वो कंडीशन का सामना कर सके, उस वक्त तक वो जिंदा रहना चाहता है. एवरी लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म. So organisms that are able, which have ability to harvest from inorganic compounds without photosynthesis are called chemoautotrophs. The organisms which are present in bottom of the ocean, they have this ability. They are able to get energy from inorganic compounds. They harvest their energy from carbon, they harvest their energy from sulfur, they harvest their energy from calcium. Whatsoever chemicals are present, they can harvest their energy from there without sunlight. Usually, sulfur oxidizing, harvesting energy rich electrons from sulfur compounds organisms. So usually we can take usually sulfur oxidizing organisms. They have ability to get energy from sulfur or sulfur containing compounds. सल्फर के रॉक्स देखे आपने कभी, या कहीं गर्म चश्मे देखे जिनका टेम्परेचर बहुत ज्यादा हॉट हो? द रीजन इज दैट the water is in contact of the sulfur and that produce high temperature. At that temperature, microbes can survive and grow and getting energy from sulfur by oxidizing. इनको भी कोई बड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम है तो एप्लीकेशन की तरह ये तो घुमा देगा, जेब में डाल देगा, वाटकों में फूल कर देगा. क्या कुछ उधर क्यों नहीं अच्छा नहीं produce oxygen, sunlight, UV radiation, sunlight temperature, sunlight energy. So, in bottom of the ocean, which type of population can be existing? because before people were against that there is no life in ocean bottom due to absence of sunlight, due to absence of oxygen, due to low temperature, due to high pressure, due to unavailability of food. But in latest science, when humans become able to drop a messenger to the bottom of the ocean to collect some samples from bottom of the ocean, he found some life there was exists. वहां कुछ जिंदगी मौजूद थी, लेकिन वो जिंदगी जमीन के ऊपर जो लाइफ एग्जिस्ट कर रही है उससे कंपैरेटिवली मुख्तलिफ. And that was gradually they claimed and they investigated that these are the chemoautotropes. So therefore they are saying this statement on the basis of this, when there was nothing on this global surface, only rocks and hot temperature was there, microbial population was existing, they were able to harvest their energy from rocks and gradually it evolved. So chemosynthetic communities, chemosynthetic communities organisms use organic materials seeping from the ocean floor as an energy source. Some are getting energy from inorganic material and some organisms are there, they are harvesting their energy from all dead material, all organic material which is going to the ocean. Ocean floor is an energy source. And you can go through this website, you can find some unique creatures over there, they are present. And this thing, colorful gray, reached on top of a large tube worm, cluster at GC354, depth 532 meters. This community was first discovered on this MMS 2 अगस्त 2024 2000 में ये पेपर पब्लिश हुआ है, जिसने सबसे पहले ये क्लेम कर लिया कि we are successful to see life in 500 meter depth, 532 meter depth. And they published these some evidence that these are some creatures which are present. This is crab and present on this grass, but was present in depth 532 depth. And this was published in NMS LCU subdivision part 2000. And you can find all these things. Ultra-structure of this organism was like this. So it was a proof that life is existing in depth of the ocean. Symbiotic relations. Symbiotic relations. So, okay, we are going to stop. Just you can talk and some questions. You can ask some questions, please.